Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, Office Bloke Daz Sports Edition. Sports for everybody. We're trying to sort of like find our way around certain sports. Some of them I know about.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but enough to get me by to watch a game at least.
Okay.
I've been to baseball, been to NFL, been to NBA, been to NHL. So I've done quite a lot of the... when we lived in the USA, it was very difficult to get hold of any soccer really when I first moved there.
Yeah.
It was on like once a week on the TV, just a highlight show. And it was like very hard to get hold of it when we first went. So I thought, what am I going to do? So I thought,
what am I going to do?
I've got to find some
I've
kind of sport.
got nothing.
I'm finished. Yeah. And I thought, I've got to find some kind of sport. So I went to the local pub and I was talking to some lads in there and I said, I want to get into the American sports. And they said, football, NFL. So I said, who's the local teams? And it was the Giants and the Jets. So I said, there's one of them playing blue. And they went, the Giants. Went, and I'm a Giants fan. And then I went to the Giants a few times to watch it. And then I was like, everything had to be, who plays in blue? Who plays in blue?
Yeah.
And it was one of them. But the only one that didn't was the New Jersey Devils, who play in red.
Red, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Isn't
I know it was because it was a case of, someone gave me tickets for
it's
the
like
New Jersey
red and
Devils.
black and white as well.
Yeah, well, someone gave me tickets for it. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. I love live sport. And the tickets I had was right behind the bench.
Oh, really?
And I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to come here every week until I find out how much they cost.
How much? How much did they cost? Like, a lot of money.
Yeah, it was like I think it was called Black Circle or something like
What, you got gifted it the first time?
Someone said to me, do you want to go tonight? There's 2 tickets. And I just went, yeah. Didn't know where the seats were. I just took them and I went.
Fair enough.
And,
you and Mum?
Yeah. Before
Did
you
she
were born
like it?
and your brother were born.
Did she like it? It was too violent.
She used to come with me all the time to the NBA. We used to go to the Madison Square Garden.
I know you went recently to watch the Knicks.
I went to watch the Knicks against the Houston Rockets 2 seasons ago. Or last season.
Well, it was last season.
Last season, yeah. Yeah, and I managed to, I don't know how I blagged it, but I got courtside seats.
Go to the highlights of that game, you'll see him on the side.
You probably will, yeah. Probably see
Trash talk, you know.
They did the camera and someone was famous in front of us or next to us sort of thing, and they did like one of the, a camera that goes around, the celebrity cam or whatever.
Yeah.
And it panned in on them sort of thing, it was right next to us.
on the Jumbotron Office Bloke Daz.
Waving like that.
Yeah.
Funny though, but this
is got the most rigged moments in the NFL history.
Most rigged moments in NFL history, yeah.
That's crazy. Are there rigged moments?
I don't know, there's too many people, there might be bad decisions.
Do you reckon these are like just conspiracy rigged moments?
Must be.
Not actually
Too many
proved
people
to be
involved.
rigged.
Yeah.
So
Too many people involved in sport for it to be rigged.
Let's get into this. Most rigged moments in NFL history.
Everybody knows how much society loves a good conspiracy theory, especially when it comes to sports. Sometimes there's no basis to them, but other times there's just too much evidence to ignore. Here are the 10 most controversial moments in NFL history. Super Bowl 40. Looking at the final score from Super Bowl 40 between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks, it would seem like there shouldn't be much controversy here. The Steelers easily won 21-10, but that score doesn't tell the full story. The Seahawks were flagged on multiple occasions on controversial, crucial calls. It looked like the Seahawks were playing against both the Steelers and the officials that night. Typically, people usually attribute claims such as these to emotions from fans who are mad their team lost or despise the other team. Well, that all changed with this situation when a referee from the game, Bill Levy, opened up about his performance officiating that contest 4 years later. Levy said, "I kicked 2 calls in the 4th quarter, and I impacted the game, and as an official, you never want to do that. It left me with a lot of sleepless nights, and I think about it constantly. I'll go to my grave wishing that I'd been better." While this implies that there was no malintent, it confirms that Seattle was robbed, and the Seahawks fans have every right to be sour about what transpired in Detroit in 2006. I'm not sure if this makes the Seattle faithful feel better or worse, though. 2018 NFC Championship game. With under 2 minutes to play in the 4th quarter of the 2018 NFC Championship game between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams, the score was tied 20-20. Drew Brees and the squad faced the critical 3rd and 10 from the LA 13-yard line. Brees found his wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis on a wheel route. Lewis would have at least had the first down and probably a touchdown had he caught the pass. So Rams cornerback nickel Roby Coleman decided to just lay out Lewis to prevent him from making the catch.
Remember when we watched the video and it said something about how the NFL has the funniest names?
Yeah. Have you ever seen?
His first name was Tommy Lee.
Have you ever seen Key and Peele? The East Coast, East West Draft or something. It is. The name's on there. Yeah, brilliant.
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, I've heard one before on the game as well. It's called like Peoples Jones.
Well, what's he changed his name, didn't he? What was the NBA guy called? He changed his name to something real weird. One of the top players.
But they're always like the third, the second.
Second or the third. Yeah, I know.
Watching it live, it was clearly defensive pass interference, and the Saints would be in prime position to either run out the clock and kick the game-winning field goal or score a touchdown. Except the flag never came. All 73,000 Saints fans in attendance let the refs know how they felt about the missed call, as did New Orleans head coach Sean Payton. His team was forced to settle for a field goal and left enough time for the Rams to drive down the field and kick a field goal of their own to send the game into overtime, where LA would win and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. Roby Coleman later said, "Yes, I got there too early. I was beat and I was trying to save the touchdown." Well, he ended up saving his team's season and temporarily changing the NFL. It was such an egregious missed call that the league implemented a new rule the following season, where teams could challenge plays involving potential pass interference. Additionally, a judge in Louisiana ordered Roger Goodell and 3 officials to testify over the no call. An attorney filed suit over the game seeking $75,000 in damages to be donated to charity. Super Bowl III. The Baltimore Colts came into Super Bowl III as heavy favorites against the New York Jets. The Colts were 13-1 and had only scored under 20 points once all season as they were led by league MVP Earl Morrall. Morrall and his Colts were upset by the Jets 16-7 as Morrall completed just 6 of his 17 passes and threw 3 interceptions. It seemed as though the Colts had intentionally thrown the game. You're probably wondering, why would a team ever intentionally lose in the Super Bowl? But there are actually a couple of theories explaining why. Some people believe that the Colts were paid off to not put forth any effort to help make the AFL look legitimate, because at that time there were 2 separate leagues, the National Football League, NFL, and the American Football League, AFL. By making the AFL seem more competitive after 2 blowout losses in the first 2 Super Bowls, they could come together and form the NFL that we know today. Another theory comes from Colts star defensive lineman Bubba Smith, who claimed in his autobiography that the game was fixed by a bookmaker in New York and members of the NFL Players Association. Dez Caught It. With 5 minutes left in a 2014 divisional round matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, the Packers were holding on to a 25-21 lead. Facing a 4th and 2 from the Green Bay 32,
26.
Tony Romo found his wide receiver Dez Bryant streaking down the left sideline, and Bryant made a sensational leaping grab over the Green Bay defender Sam Shields right around the goal line. Green Bay challenged the catch, and the call was overturned, much to the surprise of anyone watching the game. After being initially ruled a catch on the field and needing conclusive evidence to overturn the original call, it didn't seem like there was nearly enough to overturn it. Instead of 1st and goal from the 1, it was a Dallas...
I just saw something I can't ignore. He's got...
Instead of 1st and goal from the 1, it was...
Did I go back far enough? No. He's got CR7 boots on.
Oh, yeah?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Didn't seem like there was nearly enough to overturn it. Instead of 1st and goal from the 1, it was a Dallas turnover, and they went on to lose the game. 3 years after the incident, the NFL Competition Committee unanimously agreed that Dez did, in fact, catch it. It's a phrase that will forever be tied to the legacies of Bryant and Romo and an everlasting running joke on social media. Super Bowl 36. The controversy involving Super Bowl 36 between the New England Patriots and the St. Louis Rams did not actually occur during the game. It happened leading up to it, as the Patriots allegedly taped a walkthrough practice conducted by the Rams. The Rams' offense, which was one of the greatest in NFL history, was held to just 17 points in the game, giving people even more reason to believe the Patriots knew a bit extra about the...
That's what I was talking about the other day. I think their quarterback there, St. Louis in them days, is Kurt Warner.
Him?
Number 13, yeah, I think that's Kurt Warner. And I think he was undrafted.
Oh, really?
I think he might have come from the Euro Leagues. Let me know that, but I'm pretty sure he was undrafted and he came from maybe a Euro League, something like that.
That's quite cool.
Points in the game, giving people even more reason to believe the Patriots knew a bit extra about the St. Louis playbook. When it looked like the Rams and Patriots were going to meet in another Super Bowl in Super Bowl 53, former Rams Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson said, "We want a rematch against the Patriots. We want them back again because they cheated us. They cheated us. They cheated us. They know they cheated us back in New Orleans. They watched our film, so we want some more of them." Another Hall of Fame running back for the Rams is just as salty about the incident. In 2013, 11 years after the game, Marshall Faulk said, "Am I over the loss? Yeah, I'm over the loss. But I'll never be over being cheated out of the Super Bowl. That's a different story." The Tuck Rule Game. As much as Patriots fans love the narrative that Roger Goodell and the NFL are out to get them, here they are again on this list, benefiting from additional aid. In a 2002 AFC divisional round matchup, the Oakland Raiders led the Pats 13-10 late in the fourth quarter. New England was driving when Oakland defensive back Charles Woodson hit Tom Brady, forcing him to drop the ball. The Raiders fell on the ball, and the play was initially ruled a fumble on the field, likely ending the game. The play was reviewed and overturned, as the officials cited a rule that nobody had ever heard of until that play, called the tuck rule. They determined that because Brady had been bringing the ball forward before attempting to bring it back down into his body, the play should be ruled as an incomplete pass. The Pats ended up winning the game and going on to win the Super Bowl, but people still wonder whether or not that call would have been made for any other quarterback or franchise. Power outage in the Super Bowl. With the Baltimore Ravens leading the San Francisco 49ers 28-6 in the third quarter, it seemed like Super Bowl 47 was about to be a blowout. Nothing could stop the Ravens that night, except for the lights going out. The power went out and the momentum shifted as the 49ers then went on a run to make the score 28-23. While league officials said it was a shoddy relay that caused the outage, Ravens players weren't buying it. Ray Lewis said, "You're a zillion-dollar company and your lights go out? No way." Now listen, if you grew up like I grew up, and you grew up in a household like I grew up, then sometimes your lights might go out because times get hard. I understand that. But you cannot tell me somebody wasn't sitting there and when they say, the Ravens are about to blow them out, man, we better do something. Lewis's fellow linebacker Terrell Suggs agreed, as he also said, "I was like, Roger Goodell. He never stops. He always has something up his sleeve. He just couldn't let us have this one in a landslide, huh? I thought he had a hand in it. Most definitely he had a hand in it." Either way, Lewis, Suggs, and the Ravens got their rings as they went on to win the game 34-31. The Fail Mary. In 2012, NFL referees participated in a lockout. Insert replacement officials, and one of the biggest officiating gaffes in not just NFL history, but maybe in all of sports. In a Week 3 Monday Night Football contest between the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks, the game ended with a Hail Mary from Russell Wilson. He found his wide receiver Golden Tate in the end zone, or did he? One replacement official ruled touchdown, while another signaled touchback for an interception, all while it appeared Packer defensive back M.D. Jennings may have had possession of the ball. Additionally, Tate clearly pushed off to make the catch and should have been called for offensive pass interference. The officials conferred and ruled it a touchdown, giving the Seahawks the win in a play known as the Fail Mary, or the inaccurate reception. 2 days later, the NFL and NFL Referees Association announced they had reached an agreement to end the lockout. I guess this all-time embarrassing moment for the league brought the two parties together. If it means never seeing replacement referees in another game, I'm glad this happened.
He's got cheese on his head.
Cheeseheads, aren't they?
What?
Green Bay. That's what they're called, cheeseheads.
What, is that because of Wisconsin?
Yeah.
With the
Famous for its
state.
cheese, yeah. But you'll have to let me know on that. When there's a referee lockout,
What does that mean?
it means the referee's on strike. So the referees go on strike.
Why do they go on
Over
strike?
contract, or contract negotiations are not going their way, they want more money or whatever it may be.
Right.
But when they go on strike, someone's gonna have to let me know, where did they get the replacements from? Is it like a
Maybe college refs.
That's what I was thinking. Is it college refs? Is it where they get them from?
I would say probably the biggest college refs.
Yeah, be interesting. Let me know. I don't know the answer.
Sorry, Green Bay fans. Bottlegate. Usually the Cleveland Browns are the ones making their lives harder with poor draft choices or head coaching hires, but in this case, they got robbed by the officials. In 2001, the Browns were 6-6 and desperately needed a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars to keep their playoff hopes alive. After trailing 15-10 with just over a minute left in the game, Cleveland faced a 4th and 2 from the Jacksonville 12-yard line.
You know the Browns went 0-16 a few years ago.
They did.
Yeah.
Not surprised. They're like the Spurs, aren't they?
Like in 2016, I want to say they went they didn't win a game.
Yeah, they've had the hard times, haven't they, over the years?
The New York Jets almost did it recently, but they won one.
I think it was 1-15, wasn't it? Something like that. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Browns quarterback Tim Couch found his wide receiver Quincy Morgan across the middle for a short gain and a first down. It appeared Morgan may have dropped the ball, though, but Cleveland hurried to the line and spiked the ball. After the spike, the officials then decided to go back and review the fourth down play, even though another play had already taken place. The rules clearly state you cannot review a play after another one has occurred, but the refs did it anyway and saw Morgan drop the ball. They announced it would be Jacksonville's ball, essentially ending the game. Having seen their franchise taken away in 1995 and not making the playoffs since the team's return in 1999, the Browns fans did not handle this decision or action by the officials well.
Even with Bill Belichick there, he's still not winning anything. He's the New England Patriots coach who won everything.
With Tom Brady there.
Yeah.
Fans ran on the field in protest, and others threw bottles onto the field. They were so out of hand that the officials decided to call the game early, with 48 seconds remaining, in a move that had never been done before in NFL history. After both teams departed the field, the league then made them come back and finish the game as Jacksonville kneeled the ball. 2014 NFC Wildcard Game. The Dez Caught It game actually may not have ever happened if it wasn't for this game, as the Cowboys had to beat the Detroit Lions in the wildcard game to face Green Bay in the divisional round. Looking to potentially ice the game, Detroit faced a 3rd and 1 from the Dallas 46-yard line, with 8:25 remaining, holding a 20-17 lead. The Lions run a play action, and Matthew Stafford finds his tight end Brandon Pettigrew down the field, but he underthrows the ball, and Dallas linebacker Anthony Hitchens gets in Pettigrew's way as he attempts to turn and catch it. Hitchens made contact with the tight end and never turned his head around to look for the ball, so a flag for defensive pass interference was thrown and announced by the head referee Pete Morelli. Then Morelli made another announcement, saying the flag was actually being picked up. Watching it live and seeing the replay, it seemed like clear defensive pass interference, so there was confusion as to what changed to make him pick up the flag. After the game, Morelli explained, the back judge threw his flag for defensive pass interference. We got other information from another official from a different angle that thought the contact was minimal and didn't warrant pass interference. He thought it was face guarding. It was strange, to say the least, that the back judge was talked out of making the call because it seemed he had a good angle on the play. Additionally, replay showed that the defender grabbed the tight end before the ball got there, making it irrelevant that he was face guarding. The call completely changed the game as Dallas went on to win 24-20. I guess karma came knocking the next game, though, as Dez's catch was inexplicably ruled incomplete.
Yeah, a bit too coincidental. It's
just
bad calls, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You get them in all sports. You get them in all sports where the refs getting too involved in the game, a part of them, rather than just officiate and be good officials. They're trying to be the superstars of the game.
There's refs out there that think that they're the centre of attention on the field.
We've got them over here for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think the NFL has the same problem, but definitely we have a problem with it.
But it's even worse in America when you have multiple refs seeing it from different angles and you still get it wrong.
Yeah. I don't know what the review situation is there where they look at it like we have VAR.
But I feel like they have it, but you can only do it like once a game or something.
But I wonder how many times they go to the VAR. I think you probably have a couple, but I wonder how many times they go to the camera. If the ref can go to the camera, if they're not sure, can they go to the camera, or is it whatever's called on the field?
Yeah, they might have someone in their ear as well.
Should do, yeah. But yeah, interesting that, because there's some moments there where you think, bit suspect. That Cleveland Browns one, definitely suspect. To review a play after the next play's already happened.
And that's not, you can't even do that.
It's against the rules.
How are the referees going against the rules of the game?
Good one. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.